somebody and go about our business.
The search is officially on after tonight's City Council meeting to fill the job formerly held by Sam Medina. Good evening. I'm Julie Musgrave.
I'm Brian Mudd. Mr. Medina resigned as city attorney last week, but made official tonight. All of this surrounding the investigation involving sexual assault allegations. KAMC's Ann Parker live now from City Hall with more on the search for his successor.
Julie and Brian, City Council officially accepted Medina's resignation at tonight's meeting.
Allegations are very, very serious, but we have to remember that's all they are, is their allegations. And, you know, there's several lives have been run over this, so it's just been a hard deal for everybody.
Mayor Glenn Robertson says after all of the drama surrounding Medina's investigation, the council is ready to move on. In executive session this afternoon, council met to decide the next step for choosing a new city attorney and if they want to open the job to the public or hire internally.
I think this is a process we need to just get done, hire somebody, and go about our business.
City attorney is one of the 3 employees that reports directly to council.
Not only is this city attorney's office responsible for making sure that the city's doing everything right contractually and all there, but they're also there to advise us. They have to be very knowledgeable, not only in municipal law, but state of Texas law. They've got to know open records, open meetings.
So Mayor Robertson says finding the right person is a top priority.
It is a very high profile, extremely important office. It's a job that everybody takes very seriously, and we will be looking very hard for the right candidate.
Mitch Satterwhite will continue as interim city attorney until a candidate is chosen. Reporting live from City Hall, Ann Parker, KAMC News.
And thank you. The chair of the Electric Utility Board responding tonight to recent dishonesty claims. You remember the EUB released what's known as the Ashcroft Report. That's the investigation stemming from accusations of bid rigging. Now, in that report, LP&L was cleared of any wrongdoing, as well as Director Gary Zhang. But it also included a section called dishonesty by the director, which some think implies something wrong. But EUB Chair Greg Taylor says it's really about addressing an allegation.
I'm sure if Dr. Zhang had to do it over again, he would do it in a different way. However, the most important thing to us is moving ahead with the process that we're in.
Now, the old bids for future power have been thrown out, and the process is now starting over.
In Lamb County tonight, KAMC's continuing investigation into area nursing homes finds another one unable to pay its employees, this time at the Littlefield Hospitality Home. We talked earlier this week about the same situation at a home in Hale County, and turns out that facility and the Littlefield facility are owned by the same woman you saw there, Tava Porter. And Ms. Porter's legal problems go beyond just the criminal indictments she faces in Lamb and Hale counties. We've discovered that a drug company has now filed a civil case against her for failing to pay for pharmacy-related goods. So far, Ms. Porter has not returned our phone calls for comment.
All right, time now for a look at tonight's forecast from Ron Roberts in the Weather Lab.
Yeah, what a beautiful night. Have you enjoyed this one, folks? Temperatures are fairly mild, and, well, tonight's low is not too bad at all. Live in local southwest metro Lubbock area, we go to Wolfforth at the City Hall. The temperature 53 degrees, and the wind is light, as you can see, at 3 miles per hour from the southeast. Forecast calls for temperatures tonight to fall into 37 degrees by morning, and by noon in the middle 60s. Interesting forecast on the way. A weather system to the west of us right now over California and Arizona is moving our way. We'll have details about what it will do to our forecast for the weekend in a few.
Ron, thank you. A Lubbock man in jail tonight after leading police on a high-speed chase Wednesday. And officials say it was the help of the public that got him in custody. Police say they'd responded to a theft at the Target off Marcia Sharp. That's when 27-year-old Enrique Garcia drove off, leading police to the 6100 block of 37th Street. Neighbors helped point out where Garcia was hiding.
But residents had come out and they were pointing, and so it really was quick that they were able to pick him up. Yeah, that's a huge help. Yeah, we love it when citizens will, help us out.
Sergeant Lewis says they do appreciate citizen help, but safety needs to come first. He says stay a distance away and let police do their work.
And, speaking of help, Lubbock police are looking for help catching a bad guy who broke into the Pampered Paws Pet Resort. Police say the guy you see here on your screen shattered the big glass door in the front there on January 25th. He's described as a man in his 30s, average build and height. If you know anything, make sure to call Crime Line at 741-1000.
It is now day 6 in the search for a missing Malaysia Airlines flight, and questions continue surrounding the plane's mechanical system, including that the plane's transponder stopped transmitting. Hub City Aviation owner Louis Hillard gave us some background today. He says the transponder is used to show the plane on radar and provides an outside monitor of altitude. Hillard says it could have been a power failure or intentionally turned off.
If they had a failure of their electrical system, that could turn off the transponder. However, those airplanes have so many redundant systems, I find that to be fairly unlikely. The pilots could have turned it off, or somebody else could have turned off the transponder, but they'd have to physically turn it off or interrupt the power supply to the transponder.
Hillard says there are standardized codes that pilots are taught to send through a transponder, including ones for hijackings, radio failure, or for Mayday.
Well, around the state tonight, the talk has been about the devastating scene in Austin overnight. A car barreled through a crowd at the South by Southwest Festival, killing 2 and injuring dozens of others. The driver was 21-year-old Rashad Owens of Killeen, and police say that he may very well have been drunk and tried to avoid a DUI checkpoint when he crashed through a police barricade and down a crowded street, hitting a taxi and a parked van. A man and a woman died at the scene. 23 people needed hospital treatment. And Austin's police chief says quick actions from emergency responders saved a lot of lives.
My silver lining is that the best of humanity, South by Southwest, everybody came together to restore order and to restore what we should be focusing on, which is this great event.
Mr. Owens now faces 2 charges of capital murder and 23 counts of aggravated assault with a vehicle, and police say the car he was driving had been stolen from Fort Hood.
Meanwhile, in Houston, police are investigating the death of a teenager shot and killed by another teen's father. Officials say the dad found the boy in bed with his daughter around 2:30 this morning. He reportedly asked the 17-year-old who he was after his daughter denied knowing him. When the boy reached for something, the father shot him. The teen did not have a weapon, officials say, and he was pronounced dead on scene. The daughter later admitted she did in fact know him.
And a Houston woman is fighting for her life tonight after being shot outside the Galleria. Police say the victim and a male co-worker were leaving the restaurant where they worked at around 11:30 last night when they were robbed and shot by 2 men. The man is recovering, but the bullet hit a woman in the head. She's in critical condition. The shooters are still on the run from police tonight.
And a Tyler area man is stirring up controversy with his choice of truck decoration. See here, this truck belongs to East Texas oil and gas man John Graham. Message clearly displays that he calls the president a socialist and shows a picture of him in a turban. Graham says he put it up in 2009 and plans to leave it there until President Obama is out of office. Many in the area call the decoration unnecessarily offensive. Graham says he's just exercising his right to free speech.
Well, Texas Tech football coaches are showing off their more elegant side, I guess, at least when it comes to footwear. I know a lot of you may have seen this picture on social media of football staff sporting high heels. It's part of a new public service announcement for the Lubbock Voice of Hope, all to raise awareness to stop violence against women. And so far, the picture is doing its job.
Coach Wallerstadt tweeted it out like that evening, and I mean, it's just gone all over the internet. So we're so excited for the awareness and the public relation part of it.
Talking about defensive coordinator Matt Wallerstadt there with the Red Raiders. The Voice of Hope's annual Walk a Mile in Her Shoes event is April 5th. High heels optional.
A big gift coming to local performing arts groups. The Lubbock Area Foundation donated $100,000 to the Lubbock Entertainment and Performing Arts Association. This money will help raise support for a new performing arts center. 17 other local arts groups are getting help too, adding up to another $117,000. Pretty impressive. And still plenty of news to come tonight at 10.
Pedal the metal or foot to the floor. We are rolling towards some fun times this weekend. A date night preview coming in tonight's Entertainment Thursday.
Leslie Timmons is just like every other woman. She's looking for a strong man, only she found 10 of them.
It was a lot of fun to see an office full of 10 pretty good guys
This year, she's getting a lot of help from the Texas Tech football coaches.
I mean, it is amazing the amount of support we get from the community and to have the football coaches have come on board. I mean, we never even thought about asking them because we know how busy they are.
Timmons says the coaches are helping out with their new public service announcement to promote strong men in the community standing up against violence towards women.
So we want to get more involved in preventing sexual assault as possible. So it's important for men to speak out against sexual assault. The more powerful the man in the community, the better.
Defensive coordinator Matt Wallerstedt tweeted out this picture of the coaches earlier this week strapping on their heels. The tweet has gone viral, getting picked up by several sports websites, spreading the message around the country.
Coach Wallerstedt tweeted it out like that evening, and I mean, it's just gone all over the world. So we're so excited for the awareness.
Meredith Overtner, KLBK News.
Now, the Voice of Hope's annual Walk a Mile in Her Shoes men's march event is April the 5th at 10:30 a.m. I've done it before. Walked a mile in her shoes. They were yeah, and I didn't take my ankles like I saw some.
Yeah, some of those guys are smart.
Yeah, so no, that's a good one.
All right, more news still to come here on KLBK. Tragedy at South by Southwest. Very latest on last night's horrifying collision with a speeding car and some people. First, let's talk more about those rain chances in the forecast. I think you do.
You've got that right. We prayed for rain, and you asked if you shall receive. But before we get the rain, well, we're dealing with slightly cooler temperatures. 55 degrees right now here in the hub, as well as off towards Coast and Dayton. But today we did top out right at 67. Your full forecast after the break.
Local, live, late breaking. This is KAMC Entertainment Thursday.
Hey, one of your favorite characters of the show Breaking Bad is back on the big screen this weekend.
And a Lubbock tradition celebrates its 20th year. Our Joe Sherwood explains in tonight's Entertainment Thursday.
Need for Speed. Breaking Bad's Aaron Paul stars in this PG-13 high-octane heart pumper. It's a tale of revenge and redemption on a coast-to-coast course with exotic supercars, of course. Jump in, either Lubbock Cinemark location, also showing in 3D. Bring the Dramamine. And the Viva Atzlan Festival is Friday and Saturday. The annual event showcases ballet folklorico and mariachi music. There are workshops, competitions, and performances during the 2 days. Festival Executive Director Zanita Aguero-Reyes wants everyone to come out.
Whenever we say the general public, we don't just mean Hispanics to come and view this, because everybody who comes is going to learn something, and they're going to appreciate it because there's so much to learn.
The festival starts at 4:30 Friday and starts at 1 in the afternoon on Saturday. Grab your tickets for $10 Friday, $12 Saturday, or $20 for both at the web address on the screen. And if you want to grab a dinner and a show, Lubbock Moonlight Musical's Dinner Theater presents Marry Me a Little. The musical by Stephen Sondheim features several songs from his other musicals which never made it to the stage. It's on this weekend and next at the Louise Underwood Center in the Ice House Theater. Dinner starts at 6:30, show starts at 7:30. Tickets for dinner and the show range from $40 to $50-ish. Tickets for the show only $14, available through Select a Seat. And that's a look at what's happening in the Hub City. I'm Joe Sherwood.
Lots to do. Thank you, Joe. Still ahead, a health alert for Hispanics specifically.
Not enough of our Hispanic friends are treating their high blood pressure, and it could cost you your life. We'll explain after we talk to Ron.
Always check that BP for sure, folks. Lubbock's temperatures at KAMC and the South Loop and Loop 289 and University 65 and 34 degrees today. At Lubbock International Airport at the official site, 67 and 24. Hard to believe just how much warmer it is inside the city than at the airport. Precipitation a little bit more than what we have here at KAMC. Allergy numbers, yeah, they're going up a bit just tomorrow except for the dust. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? Could we have a stormy weekend? Well, check it out next.
towards Amarillo, we are dealing with some higher wind speeds out of the south, 24 miles per hour, but check out Snyder still out of the southeast at 12. So we are drawing in that moisture. And as we head into the overnight hours, we will continue to deal with those winds. They will be sustained around 15 to even 20 miles per hour at times, strictly out of the south. So really helping us out, drawing in the moisture. And then we head further into our Friday, light winds in the early morning, and then a cold front comes through. This cold front is going to give us those winds strictly out of the north, sustained around 20 to 25 miles per hour gusts. We'll get closer to around 35 even.
Now from the KAMC Storm Team Weather Lab, here's Chief Meteorologist Ron Roberts.
All right, good evening. Here's the water tip of the day, and this one is really important. I think most of you will agree with me on this water conservation tip, and that is this. You really need to watch those sprinkler systems. How many times have you noticed water roaring down the alley or out in the streets from your sprinkler systems out in your front yard? And it's happened to me. And the sprinkler heads just go, and next thing you know, you've got water going everywhere. So do this. Check your sprinkler systems frequently and adjust sprinklers so only your yard is watered. You don't want to water the streets. Doesn't help you out at all. All right, again, here we go. Wake front, dry line Saturday, dry line, that boundary that separates moisture from east air, sending up just east of us. A cold front Saturday night may enhance the chance of some rain. And while that video we showed you a while ago was probably an over-exaggeration of how much lightning we'll have, maybe a little thunder as well as warming up next week. Sky most today, a few high clouds push over the area. Also, you can see the haze of dust. We just have so much of it out here. Now, that's the sky in motion, of course, from our Skycam at Overton. Now, we're live with our Skycam in Plainview and Rager Dykes and Wayland Baptist University campus. A beautiful night for Plainview tonight. Live and local, here are some of the numbers on our live weather sensors planted across the South Plains. La Mesa, City Hall, 53, dew point of 21, wind light. Most of these shots are either at City Hall, in Lubbock. This is at the KFYO studios, and temperature 54 degrees at 82nd and Quaker. All right, Slayton, again at the fire station in Slayton, temperature 51, a dew point of 17 in your community. And finally in Rawls at Terry Rainwater's location, right on the square, 51, dew point of 19 degrees. Weather system that to the west of us, moving our way. And again, this is a more of a 3D view of this. You can see the clouds clearing out from Lubbock tonight, and light precipitation showing up to the west of us, near Albuquerque. This is going to move eastward into our region. The real main story, again, continues to be the weather system here off the coast of California. Well, now it's beginning to push into Arizona, producing, by the way, a little bit of wind and light precipitation across Arizona. That weather system right here will start moving eastward, as you can see, and it approaches West Texas. First, this one is going to weaken and bring us a 10% chance for some sprinkles for the South Plains tomorrow. Nothing significant. We are going with the European forecast model here to show you it's been pretty consistent. 100s of an inch precipitation by Saturday night. When the front moves through, it's going to elevate the moisture, and this is where we think we'll have most of the rain will be after midnight to about 6 a.m. on Sunday, and then Sunday afternoon things begin to clear out. So following the European model has been pretty consistent over the last couple of days. SPC, the Storm Prediction Center, is forecasting a thunderstorm outlook from Amarillo, Lubbock, back over to the east of us. This is, by the way, for Saturday, and a risk for severe weather if you're traveling this way for Dallas, Fort Worth on Saturday as well. Primary threat would be some large hail and damaging winds. For us tonight, 37 degrees, few clouds, and the wind light. Beautiful way to start TGI Friday. Again, tomorrow, maybe a couple of sprinkles. I just washed my car, so sure, why not? A couple of raindrops with mud on the car. 74 degrees, and that wind becomes a little breezy by the afternoon. Now, the 7-day forecast, we'll look at it this way. Again, 74. Here comes the front. Isn't that neat to see the lightning on the 7-day forecast? 30% chance, so it's mainly going to be rain. Thunderstorms, if they really go, actually are going to go east of Lubbock off the Cap Rock, and that's climatology. This time of the year, you would expect to see the more significant thunderstorms off the Cap Rock east of Lubbock. Nevertheless, with the front Saturday night, maybe some thunder here. Sunday morning, cooler on Sunday. After that, temperatures begin to warm up, as we mentioned in the headlines a few minutes ago, to 75 degrees on Monday in time for, well, of course, St. Patty's Day. Next week is spring break. Not bad. I remember as a kid, seeing that things would always, which was about 10 years ago, that it would always be warm, and then spring break would start and snow.
And then they came up with color TV.
You don't think that would get past us, huh, Ron? I think your math needs work.
Which would explain a lot of what's going on with some of these forecasts, too. Hey, a former Tech baseball star gets a chance to swing tonight against the Texas Rangers.
And Tech's current baseball team begins conference play tomorrow on the road at Baylor. David has a look ahead after tonight's HealthCast.
You the latest health news and medical breakthroughs. This is KAMC HealthCast.
In health news today, one of the biggest groups in the country is walking around with a potentially deadly condition. A new study finds hypertension or high blood pressure is going untreated among Hispanics. Researchers from the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute found many uninsured Hispanics are not aware of the prevalence and dangers of hypertension. Researchers are warning some diabetes drugs come with heart risks and they're overlooked during clinical trials. Previous studies prompted the FDA to require researchers to look at heart risks when testing new glucose-lowering drugs. And it may not be necessary to stay overnight in the hospital when having joint replacement surgery. Researchers in Philadelphia found the outcomes are pretty much the same for people who had an outpatient procedure and those who stayed overnight. That's your health news on this Thursday. I'm Alison Morrison.
People are dead, honestly. The suspected driver, 21-year-old Rashawn Owens, was being pulled over for a DWI check near the Shell gas station off of 9th Street and the Interstate 35 frontage road.
You have blood samples.
Instead of stopping, he sped off.
Immediately accelerated to a high rate of speed.
Police say Owens turned onto a street full of concert goers, ignoring a barricade, nearly slamming into an officer. He kept going, with dozens of people in his direct path.
This is where most of the pedestrians were hit on Red River in between 9th and 10th Streets. Police say the entire incident was over.
What? No, tomorrow's pro day. That's where they're working out for the, the people that couldn't go to the combine. No, this is not.
When the vehicle finally came to a stop, police say Owens made a run for it. Officers were finally able to catch up and tase him. But by that point, more than 20 were injured and 2 people were dead.
One that was on a bicycle, that was a male subject from the Netherlands, and one on the moped, which is a female subject from here locally.
Hours later, the heads of the city and events stood together. They said despite the tragedy, the show must go on.
If you were to cancel events, it would be a victory for evil and not a victory for humanity.
In Austin, Texas, I'm Adam Marcuson reporting.
Sad story.
Now here's KAMC's David Collier with an exclusive inside look into the world of Texas Tech sports. This is Red Raider Nation.
Good evening and welcome into the Red Raider Nation. Texas Tech football holds its annual Pro Day on Friday morning. 13 former Red Raiders working out for Pro Scouts, including Eric Ward, Jason Morrow, and Kerry Heiner will be there in the morning. We'll have more for you tomorrow in the Red Raider Nation. Meanwhile, Texas Tech baseball opens conference play tomorrow night at 6:30 against Baylor. Tim Tadlock's team heads to Waco with the Big 12 best 15 wins and just 3 losses. Only 2 Division I teams have more wins than the 23rd ranked Red Raiders, who also rank in the top 20 nationally in 11 statistical categories. But this team ultimately will be judged on how they do in conference play and would like to get off to a good start against the Bears. But no, it's just one of 8 conference series.
I do think Big 12 play validates your season at this point. I really do. I mean, I don't think we've validated anything in non-conference. We've played good baseball at this point. And at the same time, I'm not sure we got to go prove to anybody other than just go play baseball and do what we've been doing.
It's the start of Big 12. We need a good week start for Big 12 right, I think. Winning a couple of games or, winning 3 there, that'd be huge for us to start this Big 12 season.
Former Texas Tech Red Raider Roger Keeshnick at San Francisco facing Texas Rangers tonight to surprise Arizona. Keish with just 1 hit so far during spring training, but in the 3rd, the RBI single drops into left center for him there. His 2nd hit of spring. That made it 1-0 Giants. Right now they lead 6-1 in the 6th inning of that one. And Texas Tech softball also on the road this weekend, playing at 2 tournaments in California. After 24 games, Red Raiders putting together some of its best pitching in head coach Shannon Hayes' tenure. Brittany Talley and Gretchen Acoin ranked 1st and 2nd in the Big 12 in ERA, but still needing to improve on that away from home. Tech's giving up nearly 2 more runs a game away from Rocky Johnson Field.
Our pitching's been pretty steady the whole year. We lost a few games early that we just gave away just, having that one bad inning. And we've stayed away from having that one big inning here lately, and that's helped us. And then on the other side of it, we've put up a couple of crooked numbers in some innings where we got a lead, and it's a lot easier to pitch when you got a big lead.
And the NCAA Indoor Track and Field Championships begin tomorrow in Albuquerque. Texas Tech with a combined 7 athletes and the women's 4x400 relay team competing this weekend. 2013 shot put national runner-up Cole Weldon hoping to bring home a national championship. And head coach Wes Kentley believes Weldon's not the only one that can make some noise this weekend in Albuquerque.
Real excited with the group I'm taking. I feel every kid we're taking has a chance to be All-American, and I feel probably this is the best group we've taken where everybody has a great chance.
What you work for every year, so it's it definitely is very exciting. All I can do is go in there and enjoy the situation and just compete to the best of my ability.
And a good Texas Tech baseball starts that series at 6:30 tomorrow. All 3 games will be on the Fox Sports family of networks. Saturday's game on Fox Sports 1, so you'll get to see the Red Raiders playing on some big-time television there. Hopefully they come away with a couple wins there in Waco.
That would be nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, David.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back.
Texas Tech baseball team down in Waco for their conference opener against the Baylor Bears, and this was a 7-game winning streak, their 2nd of at least 7 wins this season. In fact, the Red Raiders are the only team in Big 12 with 15 wins so far this season, and off their best start since 1990.
one downer with the wind blowing out today. LCU's second home run of the inning. They trailed just 4-3. In the third now, still down one until Jessica Lozano there sends a solo shot to left. And the ball game all tied up at 4. 2 outs in the inning now for Roxy Curell. She's going to poke this one back up through the middle. That one has eyes. That brings home Christy Cochran. LCU takes the 5-4 lead. Floodgates would open as LCU takes care of business with a 14-5. They have now won 18 games in a row. Heading out to Hawaii for 6 games. So not a bad way. Not a bad way. Absolutely. Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back.
All right, here's your 7-day forecast and temperatures in the middle 70s for highs on Friday. I mean, tomorrow looks terrific. Now, that thunder symbol, that will be mainly Saturday night.
I haven't seen that in a while.
No, you haven't. And, you know, it's something exciting for me. I'll probably make it an all-nighter because I want to see some lightning, thunder, and a little rain. And St. Patty's Day on Monday.
You'll probably make that an all-nighter too, but that's a whole other deal, I think.
Well,
Rod has a busy couple of next days.
we keep your St. Patty's safe.
Somebody's got to. The rest of us, I don't know. Could be a little rough.
All right. Thank you, Ron. We're out of time. Lady Gaga and Darby Stanchfield on Jimmy Kimmel live from Austin still tonight.
We'll see you tomorrow.